my bratty little stepsister sabotaged my birthday trip, and in the process, she created a ton of family drama, but somehow it's all my fault. I know that sounds dramatic, but once you hear the whole story, you're gonna realize it's even worse. My dad got remarried to my stepmom, let's call her Melissa, 2 years ago, and she has a 16-year-old daughter, let's call her Ava, who has been treated like a princess her entire life. That girl has never heard the word no. One of my first impressions of Ava is that she had a complete temper tantrum meltdown because my dad brought me a coffee on his way home from work and he didn't bring Ava one. Except Ava was at school, so she wasn't even home when my dad got home with the coffee. So Melissa made my dad go out and buy a $100 Starbucks gift card for Ava. That doesn't make any sense. For my birthday this year, I didn't want to do anything too crazy. Me and 4 of my friends decided we were just gonna rent a little house 4 hours away and just spend that time at the pool, going out to dinners, watching movies, and just having a little girls' weekend away. A few days before I leave for my trip, I get a call from my dad who tells me that Melissa thinks it would be nice if Ava could come too. I laughed. I thought he was joking, but he was not. He said that apparently Ava overheard my dad and I talking about the trip, and she got really upset because she feels like she's never included in anything. I was like, Dad, I am more than 10 years older than Ava. This is a trip with my adult friends. This isn't a family gathering that she's excluded from. It's something for me and my friends. Like, why would she come? I was trying to give my dad logical reasons why Ava couldn't come to my birthday because I didn't want to be straight up and tell him that she just throws a lot of temper tantrums and I didn't want her there. I was trying to be nice, but then the guilt tripping started. My dad tells me that Melissa and Ava are upset because they feel like I don't see them as real family members. I just see them as my dad's wife and stepdaughter. And you know what? He's not wrong about that. That is how I feel. Because Melissa and my dad started dating when I was in my mid-20s. I didn't live at home anymore. I've met them, a handful of times, but I didn't grow up with them. So it's different, I already have my mom. It's my dad's wife and his stepdaughter. We're not close. And Melissa and Ava have never really done anything to try and be close. Actually, on my actual birthday, neither of them even texted me happy birthday. Then my dad goes on this whole speech about how he loves us all so much and it would mean the world to him if I would allow Ava to go on this birthday trip because he thinks it would just go a long way in bonding all of us. And you know what? I give in because I love my dad and he said it was really important to him. So you know what? I said, okay, she can come, but can you please have a conversation with Melissa who can talk to her about being respectful. The weekend is not about her. We're not going to spend the whole weekend accommodating her. And we really just want to have a fun, drama-free weekend. And if she wants things a very specific way or wants it her way, it's best if she stays home. My dad thanks me and he says he'll talk to Melissa. Obviously, Ava agrees that, she's gonna be well behaved, but that's not what happened. The problem starts as soon as we get to the rental property. Ava goes and finds the biggest room immediately and claims it. It's my birthday. I feel like it's kind of an unspoken rule that I was gonna get that room. And one of my friends brought it up. I wasn't even gonna say anything, but my best friend is like, hey, we're actually gonna let Kelsey get that room. So maybe it's best if you find another room. And Ava starts throwing a little bit of a temper tantrum. She was like, no, I actually get headaches if the room is too small, so I need to stay in here. Also, we kept hearing her record videos to send to her friends talking about how she was being forced to go on a trip with girls way more boring and older than her. Girl, you were the one that wanted to come. We didn't want you here. You threw a temper tantrum to be here, but she was trying to act like she was way too cool and didn't even want to go in the first place. That's a lie. Also, that's so rude. You're doing it right in front of us. While we were getting ready to go to dinner, I was looking through my bag trying to find the dress that I got specifically for this dinner, and I can't find it anywhere. So I go downstairs to ask my friends if they've seen it, and who is down there wearing my birthday dress? Yep, it's Ava. I was like, why are you wearing that? She was like, what? I thought it would look way better on me. I was like, take it off. She was like, no, I'm not gonna take it off. And we start getting in this big argument about it, and she was like, I'm gonna call my mom and tell her that you're bullying me if you don't let me wear this dress. I was like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it because I know how Melissa is, and Ava is gonna switch the narrative about how I'm somehow in the wrong and make it a huge deal, and I'm gonna get in trouble. So I was like, you know what? It's not worth it. Wear the dress. I'll just borrow something that one of my friends brought. Then, as we're getting ready to leave for the restaurant, Ava informs us that she actually called, canceled the reservation, and made a different reservation at a restaurant she wanted to go to. Apparently, she had already been to the restaurant we were going to before on a different vacation, and she wanted to try somewhere new. So she canceled a reservation that I had to make months in advance for a restaurant I'd always wanted to go to. Yep, and there was nothing we could do at that point, so we had to go where Ava wanted to go. And even when we got there during the entire dinner, Ava was complaining about all of it. She hated the food, she hated the decorations, she hated the music that was playing, she hated everything, even though she is the one who picked it. But the real disaster happened the next morning when we wake up to Ava having an absolute meltdown in the bathroom. She is sobbing and shaking and telling us that we need to go home, that she needs to get home, it's an emergency, but she won't tell us what's going on, and I'm freaking out. She seems really upset. We were supposed to be there until the next day, but I was like, you know what? She obviously needs to get home, so we all drove together. We all pack up our stuff, get in the car, and we drive home. Ava is absolutely silent the entire ride home, but as soon as we get back, she jumps out of the car, smirks at me, and she goes, "Thanks so much for the ride," and starts just walking to the front door, totally fine, like nothing even happened. And this is when I get mad. I was like, are you kidding me? Did you just fake having an emergency and being upset so that we could leave early? That's horrible. Like, you are actually the most entitled, spoiled brat. And that's when Ava starts getting really upset. She's like, how dare you say that to me? She calls for her mom inside. Her mom comes out and Ava just puts on the waterworks and she goes, I'm actually being bullied right now. And that's when Melissa starts yelling at me. She's like, I cannot believe that you would accuse Ava of lying about being upset to come home early. She would never do that. And right on cue, I hear a little ding come from inside my car and I see that Ava has left her Apple Watch in the back seat. So I pick it up and right on the screen, I see a text from Ava's friend that says, I can't believe your mom came up with the idea of faking an emergency so you could come back in time for my party. That's genius. Okay, so not only is Ava a terrible brat, her mom is too. So I just shoved the Apple Watch at Melissa and I was like, eat your words, eat your words. I'm not in the wrong here. And as we're all just bickering, my dad comes out, asks what's going on. And as I try to explain it, Melissa starts crying. She was like, I just wanted this to be a special weekend for Ava. Why did you want my birthday weekend to be a special weekend for Ava? Make it special for her on her birthday weekend. Also, what does that have to do with the subject at hand, the fact that you coordinated a lie to ruin my birthday weekend and make us come home early? My dad sends Melissa and Ava inside and he has a conversation with me. He's like, listen, Ava's just young and you just need to be a good role model and just forgive her. I was like, sorry, what? So I'm just supposed to let this go? No consequences. That's why she acts the way she does, is because this is how y'all parent. So I storm off because I'm mad and I get a call from my dad that night. I think that he's gonna apologize to me, but he tells me that now that Melissa said that she doesn't want me coming over to the house until I apologize to Ava for being upset with her. I told my dad, that's absolutely fine with me. I'm not planning on going over there to see either of them anyway. But my dad keeps calling me, begging me to apologize, to just squash the drama. But I'm not doing it. I already gave in and tried to be nice, allowing Ava to come on my birthday trip, and we see how that went. So no, I'm not giving in on this. Let me know if y'all want an update on how this drama continues to unfold, because knowing Melissa and Ava, there'll definitely be more.